Hello, everyone, and hello, Dr. Shriver. My name is Michael Rui, and welcome to my presentation for Business 604 on sensitivity analysis. Today, what we're going to be talking about is what is sensitivity analysis, quantitative analysis, qualitative analysis, and specifically, how does it affect capital budgeting? So what is sensitivity analysis? So sensitivity analysis is something that's also known as the what-if analysis. This is a tool that is used to predict the profitability for a certain firm, company, or business. Sensitivity analysis is used to help companies obtain the information necessary to essentially assess a risk in their day-to-day operations. This determines how different values of an independent variable may affect those that are a dependent variable given under a certain assumption. This type of analysis can be used to help make predictions for share prices or share prices of publicly traded companies, or perhaps even interest rates of an affected bond price. Quantitative analysis. So quantitative analysis, it's based on assumptions and predictions. It's something that's referred to as a soft or non-quantifiable data, and specifically, it's changing a variable to predict what will happen with sales. And so this is going to be a non-tangible prediction that's going to be used to calculate any kind of future sales, or to help a company assess the future, whether it's going to be an increase or a decrease in sales, to see how much, if a certain decision would help, it would give them an educated decision as to whether they can withstand a certain decision, if the sales are going to drop, or if they're going to make a certain investment into another area. This is what this quantitative analysis will be used for. So an example of this quantitative analysis here I have listed in the chart below. So you can see this mock company that I have listed here. Let's say that they are projected $100,000 of sales. And that's going to be $5,000 of payroll, $5,000 of cost of goods. So that leaves our earnings before taxes $90,000. So some of the variables that we can throw in here, like what if they increase their sales? If they increase their sales by 5%, in payroll is going to stay the same, cost of goods is going to stay the same, and as you can see on the last column there, their earnings is going to be elevated up to $95,000. And then going on, the complete opposite effect when it goes into the next category, which would be a decrease in sales. If they were to have a decrease in sales by 5% or $5,000, payroll, cost of goods, assuming would be the same, your earnings would be knocked down to $85,000. And finally, you have the payroll. If you were able to manage your manpower a little bit better and reduce your payroll cost for the month for 10%, now you're talking about $100,000 in sales. Now we are saving $500, that 10%. So we're only spending $4,500 in payroll, and cost of goods being the same, and our earnings, taking our earnings to $90,500. So as you can see, this is just a way that businesses and firms will use, a tool that they will use to essentially predict any kind of future, what a decrease in sales or increase or any kind of variable that could happen, is something that they'll use this tool for. So qualitative analysis, I've put an example here of what a qualitative analysis, how that would affect a company. So this is going to be something that is tangible. So let's say going to use an unknown car company. They want to come up with the next generation vehicle for that specific line. So the timeline for this is it's going to go into research and development for that new vehicle. After a significant amount of time, that it's going to go into manufacturing that new vehicle, and then eventually that vehicle is going to be released. Once that vehicle is released, let's say it receives a 5-star safety rating. After it receives that 5-star safety rating, the company was actually able to see a sales increase of 45%. So how does this affect capital budgeting? So this is going to affect capital budgeting because these types of analysis are used to assist in determining the needs for investing in certain projects. So an example that we just previously used on the previous slide, maybe that means investing into R&D to get that 45% sales increase at the very end. It's going to help determine whether you need to accrue a debt or even an equity perhaps. So companies can select the higher risk venture based on the return of investment that they potentially are projecting out into the future. So in sensitivity analysis, it just allows a company, firm, business to just brace for impact for the negative as well. So if they see a potential decrease during a certain seasonal time, it's going to allow them to be able to prepare for that properly. And this is going to conclude my training today on sensitivity analysis. If there's no further questions, next slide is going to be a list of my resources.